Have you ever driven past a construction site and found yourself slowing down just to watch? I know I have. There's something truly captivating about the organized chaos, the hum of powerful engines, and the sight of massive machines reshaping the world right before our eyes. And at the heart of it all, you'll almost always find the star of the show, the excavator. These machines are the unsung titans of the modern worksite, the powerful steel giants that do the heavy lifting that builds our cities, our roads, and our homes. They are a perfect blend of raw power and surprising grace, a testament to human ingenuity. For many people, an excavator is just a big yellow machine that digs holes. But if you take a moment to really watch one work, you see it's so much more than that. It's a mechanical marvel, an extension of the operator's own hands. In the right hands, an excavator can perform tasks with a level of precision that seems impossible for something so large. It can carve a perfectly straight trench, gently place a heavy pipe into the ground, or even delicately sort a pile of rubble. It's this combination of brute force and fine control that makes them so endlessly fascinating to watch. I've had the chance to get up close and personal with some of the toughest jobs out there, and I can tell you that the people who run these machines are true professionals. They are artists whose canvas is the earth itself. They understand the land, the weight of the materials, and the language of their machine. The deep rumble of the diesel engine, the distinct hiss of the hydraulic systems, and the satisfying scrape of the bucket against the ground. It's a symphony of hard work. These machines and their operators don't just move dirt, they lay the very foundation for our future. So the next time you see an excavator poised on a mound of earth, its long arm reaching out like a curious dinosaur, take a second to appreciate it. Think about the incredible engineering that went into its design and the immense skill required to operate it. These are not just tools, they are powerful partners in the grand project of building our world. They are a symbol of progress, of strength, and of the incredible things we can achieve when we combine human skill with mechanical might. And trust me, watching one in action is one of the best shows on earth. So what is this incredible machine we call an excavator? At its most basic, an excavator is a piece of heavy construction equipment designed for digging and moving large objects. You might hear people call it a digger, and they wouldn't be wrong, but that simple name doesn't quite capture everything it can do. Think of it as the ultimate multi-tool for any major project. Its main purpose is to excavate, which is just a fancy word for digging holes, foundations, and trenches. But its usefulness extends far beyond just making a hole in the ground. The magic of the excavator comes from its unique design. It has two main parts, a rotating house that sits on top, and an undercarriage with tracks that lets it move around. This setup allows the operator to sit in one spot and dig in a full circle around the machine without having to constantly reposition the entire vehicle. This 360-degree rotation is what makes the excavator so efficient and versatile. It can dig on one side, then swing around and dump the material into a truck on the other side, all in one smooth, fluid motion that is surprisingly graceful for a machine that weighs many tons. How does it work? The secret is in a powerful system called hydraulics. The excavator's engine doesn't turn the wheels directly. Instead, it powers a pump that sends a special fluid, usually oil, through a series of strong hoses and steel tubes. This pressurized fluid pushes and pulls large cylinders which are like the muscles of the machine. These cylinders are connected to the boom, arm, and bucket, and by controlling the flow of the hydraulic fluid, the operator can move each part with incredible strength and precision. It's this hydraulic power that allows a 50-ton machine to lift massive rocks or scrape away earth with ease. An excavator is not just one machine, it's a platform for many different jobs. The bucket on the end of the arm can be swapped out for a wide variety of attachments. You might see one with a giant hammer for breaking up concrete, a shear for cutting through steel during demolition, or a grapple for picking up logs or debris. This ability to change its tool makes the excavator one of the most valuable and versatile pieces of equipment on any work site. It's a digger, a lifter, a breaker, and a sorter, all rolled into one powerful package. To truly appreciate the skill of an excavator operator, it helps to understand the machine's different parts. Let's break it down, starting from the ground up. The foundation of the machine is the undercarriage. This is the part with the tracks, which look like the tracks on a military tank. These wide steel tracks distribute the excavator's immense weight over a large area. This is why a massive excavator can travel over soft ground like mud or sand without sinking. The tracks are driven by powerful hydraulic motors, allowing the machine to climb steep hills and navigate rough terrain with surprising agility. Sitting on top of the undercarriage is the house, or cab. This is the command center where the operator sits. The house contains the engine, the hydraulic pumps, and all the controls. The most important feature of the house is that it can rotate a full 360 degrees, independent of the tracks. This rotation is controlled by a powerful swing motor and bearing. This is what allows the operator to dig in front and then swing to the side to load a truck without moving the entire machine. It's a simple concept, but it's the key to the excavator's incredible efficiency on the job. Extending from the front of the house is the part that does all the work, the digging arm. This is made up of two main sections. The first section, connected directly to the house, is called the boom. The boom is the largest part of the arm and provides the main up and down movement, much like your shoulder. Attached to the end of the boom is the arm, which is also sometimes called the stick. The arm moves back and forth, similar to your elbow, allowing the operator to pull material closer or push it farther away. Together, the boom and arm give the excavator its incredible reach. Finally, at the very end of the arm, you have the business end of the machine, the bucket. This is the part that does the actual digging. Buckets come in all shapes and sizes depending on the job. A narrow bucket is used for digging trenches for pipes, while a wide bucket is used for moving large amounts of loose soil. And, as we mentioned before, this bucket can be replaced with many other tools. Every part, from the tracks to the bucket, is moved by those powerful hydraulic cylinders, which are the steel muscles that bring this giant to life. Step inside the cab of an excavator and you might be surprised. It's not like driving a car with a simple steering wheel and pedals. Instead, the operator is surrounded by a complex set of controls that looks more like something from a video game or an airplane cockpit. In front of the comfortable operator seat are two large joysticks, one on each side. These two joysticks are the primary controls for all the main digging functions. There are no steering wheels here. The entire dance of the boom, arm, and bucket is conducted through these two levers. It takes a lot of practice to make the movements smooth. The control setup is surprisingly logical once you understand it. The right joystick typically controls the boom and the bucket. Pushing it forward lowers the boom, and pulling it back raises the boom. Moving it to the right curls the bucket in to scoop up material, and moving it to the left uncurls the bucket to dump it out. The left joystick controls the arm and the swing of the house. Pushing it forward extends the arm out, and pulling it back brings the arm in. Moving the left joystick side to side swings the entire house, left or right. It's a system that requires using both hands at the same time. But that's not all. In front of the joysticks, you'll find two long levers with pedals on the bottom. These are the travel controls. Pushing both levers forward moves the excavator straight ahead. Pulling them both back makes it go in reverse. To turn, the operator pushes one lever forward and pulls the other one back, causing one track to go forward and the other to go backward, allowing the machine to spin in place. This gives the excavator amazing maneuverability in tight spaces. Some excavators also have pedals that can control other functions like switching attachments. Becoming a skilled operator is all about developing muscle memory. A pro doesn't have to think about which lever to pull. Their hands move automatically, coordinating multiple functions at once to create a single fluid motion. They can swing the house, lower the boom, and extend the arm all at the same time, positioning the bucket perfectly for the next scoop. It's a symphony of movement, and the operator is the conductor. It takes hundreds, if not thousands of hours in the seat to achieve this level of grace and efficiency, turning a complex set of controls into a natural extension of their own body. Digging a hole with an excavator might look simple, but honestly, there's a real art to it. A skilled operator doesn't just plunge the bucket into the ground randomly. They read the terrain, understand the type of soil they're working with, and plan each movement for maximum efficiency and safety. One of the most common jobs is trenching, which is digging long, narrow channels for pipes or cables. This requires incredible precision. The operator must keep the trench perfectly straight and at a consistent depth, often following markers on the ground that are barely visible from the cab. The technique for digging is a carefully choreographed sequence of movements. The operator will extend the arm and position the bucket at the correct angle. Then, using the power of the arm and bucket cylinders, they will pull the bucket through the ground towards the machine, filling it with soil. As the bucket fills, they simultaneously begin to lift the boom. This combination of movements creates a smooth, powerful scooping action that fills the bucket completely. A beginner might just scrape at the surface, but a pro knows how to use the machine's geometry to their advantage, making the work look effortless. Another critical skill is preparing a building site, a process called site preparation. This involves more than just digging. The operator might need to clear the land of trees and rocks, a job called land clearing. Then they will grade the site, which means carefully scraping and moving earth to create a perfectly flat and level surface for the building's foundation. This requires a delicate touch, as the operator might need to move the bucket just inches above the ground to get the surface perfectly smooth. It's kind of like using a giant multi-ton razor to shave the earth. Demolition is another area where excavators shine, and where operator skill is on full display. Armed with a hydraulic hammer or a giant metal shear, an operator can carefully take down a building piece by piece. This isn't about wild smashing, it's a controlled process. The operator must understand the structure of the building and carefully dismantle it in a way that is safe and predictable. They might use the bucket to gently push over a wall or use a grapple to pick apart a roof. This work really shows that an excavator can be just as good at taking things apart as it is at building them up. One of the most common sights on any large work site is an excavator loading a dump truck. This task, might look repetitive, but it's really a delicate dance of timing, precision, and spatial awareness. The goal is to fill the truck as quickly and efficiently as possible without spilling material or damaging the truck. A skilled operator will position the excavator so they only need to swing a short distance between the pile of dirt and the truck. They'll scoop a full bucket, swing over the truck bed, and then gently uncurl the bucket to release the load right in the center. Now, the real skill comes in judging the weight and volume of each scoop. The operator needs to fill the truck evenly, placing loads in the front, middle, and back to distribute the weight properly. Overloading one side of the truck can make it unstable and unsafe to drive. They also have to be incredibly careful not to hit the sides of the truck with the heavy steel bucket. A pro will stop the swing just above the truck bed and let the material fall gently, minimizing impact. They can load a massive dump truck in just a few minutes, with a rhythm that's almost hypnotic to watch. Beyond just moving dirt, excavators are often used for material sorting. Imagine a pile of debris from a demolished building. It's a mix of concrete, wood, steel, and dirt. Instead of sending all of this to a landfill, an operator can use the excavator to sort it. With a standard bucket, they can use the teeth to carefully rake through the pile, separating larger pieces of concrete from smaller debris. They might use the bucket to pick up chunks of rebar and place them in a separate pile for recycling. It's a slow, patient process that requires a surprisingly delicate touch. With special attachments, this sorting becomes even more efficient. An operator might use a grapple attachment, which works like a giant claw, to pick up and separate logs, pipes, or large pieces of metal. They might use a screening bucket, which has holes in it, to scoop up a mix of soil and rocks. By shaking the bucket, the fine soil falls through the holes, leaving only the larger rocks behind. This ability to sort materials right on site is not only efficient, but also environmentally friendly, as it allows for more recycling and less waste. It's just another example of the excavator's amazing versatility. When you think of heavy equipment in the United States, two names probably come to mind right away: Caterpillar and John Deere. These are the giants of the industry, and their machines are the workhorses of countless American construction sites. You can't drive far without seeing Caterpillar's iconic cat logo on a piece of bright yellow machinery. Caterpillar Inc. has a long history, and their excavators are known around the world for their power, durability, and reliability. They build a huge range of excavators, from small mini excavators for tight jobs to massive mining shovels that can move mountains. Caterpillar machines are famous for being tough. They are built to withstand the harshest conditions, from the freezing cold of an Alaskan winter to the blistering heat of an Arizona summer. Operators often say that a Cat excavator feels solid and powerful, with a hydraulic system that provides smooth, predictable control. The company invests heavily in technology, with modern cabs that are comfortable and equipped with advanced displays that give the operator all the information they need. For many construction companies, choosing Caterpillar is a decision based on decades of trust and proven performance in the field. The other major player you'll see everywhere is John Deere. While many people associate the name with the green and yellow tractors on farms, John Deere is also a huge force in the construction industry. Their excavators are easily recognizable by their signature green and yellow color scheme. John Deere has built a reputation for creating machines that are not only powerful but also incredibly user-friendly and comfortable for the operator. They focus a lot on the operator experience, with quiet cabs, excellent visibility, and intuitive controls that are easy to learn. John Deere excavators are often praised for their smooth hydraulics and fuel efficiency. Many operators feel that a John Deere machine has a certain finesse, allowing for very precise and delicate work. The company has a strong dealer network across the country, which means it's easy to get parts and service, a crucial factor for any construction business that can't afford downtime. While Caterpillar may be known for its raw power, John Deere is often celebrated for its smart design and operator comfort. In the end, the choice between them often comes down to the personal preference of the operator and the specific needs of the company. Let me tell you about a guy I met on a job site in Texas. His name was Sal, but everyone on the crew just called him Steady Hand Sal. He was an excavator operator with over 30 years of experience, and watching him work was like watching a master painter create a masterpiece. Sal was tasked with a particularly tricky job, digging the foundation for a new hospital wing right next to the existing building. This meant he had to dig a deep, precise hole without disturbing the foundation of the old building or hitting any of the underground utility lines that were just a few feet away. Sal started his day before the sun came up, walking around his machine, a big Caterpillar 336. He checked the hydraulic fluid, inspected the tracks, and tapped the teeth on his bucket, listening for the right sound. For Sal, this machine wasn't just a tool, it was his partner. He climbed into the cab, and as the big diesel engine rumbled to life, you could see a look of calm focus on his face. He spent the first few minutes just feeling the machine, gently moving the boom and arm, getting a sense of its rhythm for the day. It was a ritual he never skipped. His first task was to scrape away the top layer of asphalt from the old parking lot. He did this with a level of precision that was breathtaking. He positioned the edge of the bucket perfectly and peeled back the asphalt in long, clean strips, like peeling an orange. He never dug too deep, never scraped the ground beneath. He made it look easy, but everyone on the site knew it was the result of thousands of hours of practice. The foreman told me that Sal could use his bucket to knock a bottle off a fence post without breaking the bottle. I believed him. The real challenge came when he started digging next to the old foundation. He had a spotter on the ground, but Sal seemed to know where everything was by instinct. He would take small, careful scoops, shaving away the dirt just inches at a time. He'd stop, get out, and check the depth with a measuring tape himself. He worked with a slow, deliberate pace that was incredibly efficient. By the end of the day, he had carved out a perfect sheer wall of earth, exactly to the specifications, right alongside the delicate old structure. Sal didn't just move dirt, he sculpted it. He was a true craftsman, and his excavator was his chisel. So after all this, why do we find ourselves so drawn to these giant hydraulic beasts? I think part of the appeal is their sheer, undeniable power. In a world where so much is digital and virtual, an excavator is profoundly real. It's 100,000 pounds of steel and engineering that can physically change the landscape in a matter of minutes. Watching an excavator effortlessly lift a massive boulder or tear through tough ground connects us to a fundamental sense of strength and capability. It's a visible demonstration of humanity's power to build and shape our environment. There's also a deep satisfaction in watching a skilled operator at work. It's the same feeling you get from watching any expert, whether it's a chef, a musician, or an athlete. There is a grace and efficiency to their movements that is beautiful to observe. The way an operator can coordinate a dozen different actions into one smooth, fluid motion is a testament to human skill and dedication. We admire the mastery, the years of practice it takes to make something so complex look so simple. It reminds us of the value of hard work and expertise in any field. For many, especially kids, excavators are just plain cool. They're like real-life dinosaurs or giant robots. Their size, their power, and the noise they make capture the imagination. They are the stars of the construction site, the machines that do the most dramatic work. This fascination often starts in childhood with a toy excavator in a sandbox and can last a lifetime. This love is why channels dedicated to watching heavy equipment have millions of views online. People simply enjoy the sights and sounds of these machines doing what they were built to do. Ultimately, excavators are important because they are fundamental to progress. Every road we drive on, every building we work in, and every home we live in likely started with an excavator digging the foundation. They are the first step in nearly every construction project, big or small. They are the powerful tools that allow us to turn blueprints and dreams into physical reality. So the next time you hear that familiar rumble and see that long arm reaching for the sky, give a little nod of respect. You're watching the mighty, magnificent excavator at work, building the world one scoop at a time.